What's going on, everybody? I'm Primalliquid and welcome to my guide for Disgaea 6. Now in this video I'm going to be going over the demonic intelligence settings that I use to automatically create my really high level Ruxosha items, aka my rank 40 Ruxosha leveling demonic intelligence. Now Ruxosha mode items can get incredibly tricky, especially because monsters in the item world will typically have stats of 999 billion, meaning yes, they're pretty tough, and this unfortunately means we have to really change things on how we actually go through the item world, which only really leaves one option. And because Disgaea 6 is all about the grinding, we have to make this as efficient as possible. So what we're going to be doing for this is we're actually going to be using a couple of things to actually farm out not only the levels for the item, we're also going to be farming item points as well, so we can further boost items through the actual item world NPC. Because that is how you're going to pretty much reach max stats on an item. You do need to boost the stats through the points, simply because if you wanted to boost it just through kills, it would take you years and years. So let's get into it, shall we? Now, first things first, when it comes to characters you use, it doesn't really matter much which character you actually use, as long as they are in the skill squad shop. Now, there are only 3 slots available for this squad, but the main reason for that is all the upgrades will effectively give you 100% extra attack power, meaning more damage, and more damage is always a good thing. Everything else is essentially, we're basically going to be relying on Combo Maker. Now, Combo Maker is a unique innocent, and you can get up to 4 of them on a character. What Combo Maker does is it effectively gives you 2 extra attacks, and that is per Combo Maker. So, as you can see right now, I've got 4 on my Prinny God, which means there's 8 extra attacks right there alone, and that also adds on to my Prinny's normal attack as well. So that gives us 9 attacks, basically. Now, ignore the rest of the innocents. This is actually just what I was using to farm some HL not long ago. So the innocents are wrong, basically. But what you would want to do is you would want, you know, an innocent for all the defenses. So make you immune to all ailments, give you better resistances against each weapon type and each element, and so on and so forth. But the main thing we want, though, is the Combo Maker. Now, as you can see right now, I do have 2 characters all set up and ready to go for this. That's because I don't have enough items or anything like that yet to use an actual third. I am still working on that. But again, Combo Maker is the most important thing here. It doesn't matter if your items are normal, Carnage, or Ruxosha. You can easily do this with all normal items as long as you have the Combo Maker on them all. For Evilties, this, again, is we're going to be playing into survivability, but then earlier on, I also mentioned that we're not only going to be grinding levels, we're going to be grinding item points, and that's where these Evilties actually come in. So first things first, we have Predation. This is pure survivability. Recover 10% of damage dealt with attacks as HP. Now, because of our really high attack, and because we do 9 attacks at once, that's not even including counters or combos, we're pretty much always going to fully heal after this. So that's why we use Predation. And then if you have a 4th Evilty slot, then I would recommend using Treasure Hunt. If you don't have a 4th Evilty slot, no problem. Reroll your characters as a thief so that you start with this instead of like Explosive Body or Panel Blaster. This is important because it gives you a 30% chance to generate a treasure chest when defeating an enemy. And that is how we're actually going to go around earning our item points. For normal Evilties, we're going to be using Fetters, which is basically, it means you can't use any special skills whatsoever, but it does give you the maximum increase for stats of 100%. You cannot increase your stats by Evilties by more than 100%. So for 3 Evilty slots, we hit that cap. It just means we can't use any specials. But considering we're using Combo Maker, that is perfectly fine. That is not a problem. Then we're using Aggression. Increases attack power by 75% when attacking normally. Again, that's exactly what we're doing, you know, so we've got nearly double damage straight there as well. Now we have Treasure Appraisal, which when defeating treasure chests increases item rarity by 10%. Now, when you're turning items in for item points, the biggest contributor to how many you receive is actually the rarity of the item. So this right here is just going to be boosting how many points we get from every single treasure chest that we break open. Infernal Corrosion, which you get from obtaining 100% demerits on a character. When attacking an enemy, obtain extracts equal to 0.0001% of its stats. Since we're grinding, we might as well grind some stats in the juice bar, as well as item points and item levels. It's only one Evilty slot, so go ahead, slap this on. It's worthwhile. Then we have Lucky Finger. When defeating treasure chests, increase item rank by 1. Again, it's just to help with the item points, you know, like we don't need any more Evilties for survivability or damage, so we're just going to be boosting items as much as possible right now. Then we have Damage Reward because, you know, I mean, it's extra money. We do a ton of damage, so we might as well get some HL from it. Wilder's Might, that is basically just to increase the HL gain, you know, like it's one Evilty slot. I didn't really have anything else to throw there, so this fit perfectly. And then we have Geo Heal. Now, Geo Heal is one of those interesting ones. The main reason that is actually there is because it reverses the ally damage. So when you're standing on an ally damage Geo effect, that can actually kill you for, you know, if it's like a 50%. If you spend 2 turns on that, you're dead. And since this is going to be a completely automated method, we need something to ensure that does not happen. So we use Geo Heal just to combat some of the nasty Geo effects. Okay, so that is Evilties and equipment out of the way. So now let's take a look at the Demonic Intelligence, shall we? Okay, so straight off the bat, as you can see, we have a few things set up here. Now, you can tweak this. This is just a bit of a messy one that I've made and tweaked as I've been going. So basically, if an innocent is present, then we target the innocent, we move to the farthest valid attack range, and we use a normal attack. Simple enough. Now, if an innocent is not present, it will check if a chest is present. If it is, again, it will move to the farthest valid range and attack it. And then after that, if there's no innocent and no chest, it'll check for level spheres. And likewise, it will move on and attack. Now, because this is going to be a completely automated method, we aren't actually going to be going for mystery gates. If you want the mystery gates, you would simply change this to mystery gate, you know, that's all you would do basically. But again, we're not going for mystery gates because, well, mystery gates aren't automated. You still have to manually control yourself in mystery gates, so we're leaving that as it is. But anyway, so what I've done is I've put that to enemy forces, move toward target, and normal attack. Now, below that is essentially just what I was doing as, you know, like my early leveling setup. So this is where I was basically having to abuse enemy weaknesses and things like that. So I basically, if a powerful foe is present, now this is like, you know, like Gate Guardian, well, not Gate Guardians, it's the Item Guard and things like that. So it's the boss every 10 floors, essentially. So we'll move to the farthest valid attack range, and then it'll check if it's got a fire resistance below 0, star resistance, ice resistance, wind resistance, and so on and so forth. Now, if it has, it will basically, you know, like, if it's got a fire resistance, then you use fire. If it's got a star resistance, you use star, and so on and so forth. If it's got no resistances below 0, then it's normal attack. And then after that, this would be my normal, you know, like, just go kill everything on the field. However, we're not actually using any of these right now. So one of the things you can actually do is you can change this to, you know, like, target enemy forces, go and kill them if you can. If you can't, then you go for the actual gate, you know. This is essentially just a way to, well, you can change it to go for the normal gate. It's just a case like that. There are 2 maps in the item world where no matter how much attack range you have, you will not actually be able to reach the enemies on them if they spawn in those squares. So it can cause hiccups. However, I've left this going overnight multiple times, and it's only completely blocked me one night where, you know, I've ran into a stage where I've not been able to advance further. I have come across the stages multiple times where it's blocked me, but as I say, it was like leaving it overnight for about 8-9 hours straight. It only happened once, so they are very rare. But if you really want to be careful about that, you can just throw in an extra line here, like get rid of these bottom lines and that, and just say go for the normal gate. But anyway, that is how you effectively set up a demonic intelligence for farming Rakshasa items. Because even though it would be quicker if we could use the War Lady's special ability, which is Full Strike, unfortunately, you know, like, enemies in rank 40 Rakshasa items have way too much health and they have way too many stats. So we won't actually be able to really kill anything with Full Strike. That's why we go through with this method instead. So if I just quickly pop into the item world right now, and we will actually take a look. So we will go ahead and go into a rank 40 Rakshasa Trapezidon. We're on floor 1165, so enemies are pretty much at the maximum stats that they can be. So let's jump into it, shall we? And this is effectively set up now, so as soon as I hit auto battle, as you can see right now, my characters are just flying through, they're demolishing every enemy, we're breaking chests open, and because of having auto battle on, it automatically skips on over to the next floor as well. But because of having Infernal Corrosion as well, we're actually getting stats from all these enemies too. So as you can see right there, you know, I mean, that's nearly max stats, 999 billion. So once we kill that Space Knight, we'll actually gain quite a few stats from it. So with this method, we're going to be farming item levels, item points, and also juice bar stats. And plus, I mean, you are getting some HL as well. Now, this, in my opinion, is the most efficient way to level Rakshasa rank 40 items with this method of, you know, demonic intelligence. I don't go for mystery gates because they take time and you can't fully automate them. So, you know, you would have to be at the controller ready to actually, you know, just finish off the mystery gates and things like that. But though guys, that is going to be it for this video. I hope you have enjoyed it and I hope it has helped. If it has, then please be sure to hit that like button and leave a comment down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, then make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. As always though everybody, thank you for watching and I will see you soon.